those of you watching the recording, welcome. I'm Laura Abernathy with Tree of Life Sanctuary, and today is our fall equinox gathering for 2024, and the date is September 21st. Thank you for being with us, and we have hybrid today at the best level that we can do it. We're going to be having a much more sophisticated way of having the people that are here virtually with us be integrated with the live audience. So in the meantime, this is our way, and it works. So today we have with us Paula in person, and we have John Mason. And yeah, that's you. In case you forget, I'll help you remember.
Be helpful.
Yeah, I could use the help too. And then we have, don't tell me, oh damn. Monica, I knew it was an M. And Selena.
Yes.
Okay. And Monica and Selena heard about this gathering from our ally down the road here, Karma Cards. And we're just really so happy to be able to share the kind of energy together in this space. And it's really cool to be starting this kind of new part of Tree of Life Sanctuary, the Seekers Library, in a place where not only do we have kindred spirits close by, but the property managers are excited about what we're doing. Now, I don't know about the owner of the square. I haven't met him yet, but it's really very, very helpful to know that you've got full support around what you want to do. So anyway, welcome. Thank you for being here, being, exploring, being curious about what we're doing. We're being solid standbys. Paula, let me introduce these two to you guys, two ladies. Paula Forget is our volunteer program and events manager. And Paula's been helping out the Tree of Life Sanctuary now. It's been about a year, right? From when you started writing your volunteer program.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more than that.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah. And she can tell you more about herself in a minute. And John Mason is the leader of a local group called the Masters of the Journey. And he's really, really fun, I think. He's a great person to just have around, right?
I would catch me on a good day.
Okay. And John has also been, he's a volunteer with True Life Sanctuary, and he's been through our spiritual satisfaction program. And so he knows a lot about what True Life Sanctuary is talking about. So you obviously know who I am, and I'm the founder of True Life Sanctuary. And just real briefly, for an introduction level, I don't want to get too far into the weeds, so I'll give you a real high overview. The Tree of Life Sanctuary has existed since 1997 in California is where we started. And in 2009, we relocated up here to Bellingham. And in 2010, we became a Washington State authorized, IRS authorized 501c3 not-for-profit. So we're not a church, we're not a religion. We, as you've probably already seen, our mission is about supporting people who are spiritual seekers primarily in uncovering the divine within them by nurturing that self-exploration. So everything that we do is designed to fulfill that, everything that we offer. So let me just see, what do you want to know that is at the top of your list about the organization?
I guess I thought this was going to be like a, I guess I just wanted to understand. I kind of thought it was gonna be like a talk about finding the, I don't know exactly what I was expecting. It was like, this seems interesting. I'm gonna be there.
Okay. We are going to talk about the messages of the season, Tana.
Yeah.
Definitely. What, this is a quarterly event that we hold to honor each season as it goes through the year.
Yeah.
And let's just go ahead and talk about that concept. We have that as a big focus at Tree of Life Sanctuary because we have learned that when a person is bringing that divine out in themselves, a big part of what is showing up is their purpose, their life purpose. And so then the next part of that is, okay, how do I make that happen? How do I fulfill that? And then there's, that just goes into our whole life. And so there's a lot of different angles of looking at the how to have success with all of that. And the seasons are a big part of it, as creatures living on planet Earth. Whether it's whether you're living in the northern hemisphere or the southern hemisphere, the seasons still have an impact on us as humans and all of the life on the planet. And this handout is something that I created many years ago, and we're constantly evolving it and clarifying it, and so it's talking about how, because of the influence of the sun on the planet and the way that life is on planet Earth, that there's sort of like themes to each season. And so we are applying each season the thinking, the questioning, the rumination, whatever you want to call it, about what's happening right now on the planet? What is the influence on the planet right now? And how is that affecting me in my life? So that's a short overview of it. Okay. Okay. So here we are getting ready to step into autumn or fall. In fact, it starts tomorrow morning at 5:43 a.m. At least here, it's a moving time. And we look at the year, we kind of have to just step back a little bit and look at the whole year first. We look at the year starting actually with the winter solstice, because that's when the light is starting to increase again. And it peaks at the summer solstice. And then at the summer solstice, the light is decreasing on the northern hemisphere until it gets back to winter solstice, when it starts to increase again. So that's the rotation of life. Okay. And so at the winter solstice, from winter solstice to spring, what we have been learning is that's the time of hibernation. And we really work on applying that in our life. And we talk a lot more about the details of that at the winter solstice gathering. But the essence of it is that it not only is that time of year a like a returning of the soil, taking what we got from our life with the closing year and kind of turning it back, the lessons. Some people call those hard lessons fertilizer. And we turn it back into ourselves as lessons learned. What can we get from that type of thing? And part of what comes from that is we get insights and information more about who we really are authentically and how we want to be in the world in the coming year. So it's a very much an inner sort of hermit time. And then at the spring equinox, when we gather, we all come with an openness to share what we've uncovered, what are the new things, and what are we aiming for this year. And we create a document, or it can be a piece of art, anything that can be burned, because we burn at the end of the year. We create what we call the Blossom Vision Path, and it's over next door, the one that we made this last spring, so you'll be able to see one. Okay. And It's just a way of holding the energy of the group and all of the things that we are aiming for as individuals in the coming year, and also the Tree of Life Sanctuary's goals. And every day at noon, those who choose to participate in the meditation, we do a short meditation that focuses on the sun in the east and send energy to the blossoming vision path to help everybody's manifestation come together. So that's the spring. And then at the summer solstice, we have focuses because then it's like the peak. And we talk about, okay, now what's summer going to be like? And I won't go into a lot of detail on that because we're here today for fall. And so what we're looking at in the autumn season is just a time to, okay, stop, take a breath, pause, start what I call the season of rumination, because that's what this period of the year is about. And, we have lots of people that have gone through this, have done this for themselves over the years. And so all of us are available, even though I'm the founder. I'm not like, some holy guru kind of person. My goal is to make it so I'm not needed. I want each person to find their own inner teacher. So we got lots of people that are available to share with, bounce ideas off of. And we also have professional trusted resources like coaches and lots of different training things. We're going to be offering more classes. We're still kind of coming out of the pandemic mode. Paula teaches meditation. And John has areas that he focuses on reducing stress and things like that. So each of us has our own, specialty and gift. I'm really into Hermetic Kabbalah. And Tarot. So in autumn, what the theme is harvest. And when we take a look at this list here, under the third column, the fall column, you'll show that the first row is the theme. So in the spring is when we plant, the summer is when the growth is really happening. It's rapid growth. And in the fall is really about release. And, harvest falls in there or harvest fits in there because when people are harvesting, for just talking about farming, harvesting apples or nuts off the trees or whatever it is, they are actually, the tree is releasing that fruit. Now, people do pick things off and cut things off, but energetically, the tree created that fruit for it to drop off. And if the fruit is not picked or pulled off, the tree drops it. So it is about release. And so we take this energy of release and apply it to our life. And then it goes into more, and we're going to do a game, self-exploration game about that. So each of us can have our own experience of what more in depth of that's what I'm saying. But as you go down the list under fall, you see a lot of different aspects of spirituality that relate to the season of fall. Understanding self we call it temple focus, but it's about meditation, whatever, your sacred space is. It's about understanding yourself, because it's a time when you think, okay, well, I was going for this year and maybe it worked great. And it's, what you're understanding about yourself is that you're more capable of this kind of thing than you thought. Or maybe you ran into some blocks. So it's about looking into those blocks and understanding yourself a little deeper. And metaphorically, that you can even tie the concept of the aging human being to a season. And so the fall is about those years of 30 to 50 or 60. And on, lots of different ways of looking at each season. And then, of course, there's animal totems, these are just a few of them. And that's why we have this row at the bottom for your insights. Because this is not the, all end all be all type of thing. There's gonna be things you're gonna add to it. In fact, last season, we had one of our community, Jesse, who is our digital community manager. He pointed out that one of the things that in terms of the energy of the seasons is that the spring and the fall are much more changeable than the summer and winter. Summer and winter are stable, like when they're in place, they're like hot all the way through or cold all the way through. But like today, here we're in fall and it's this gorgeous sunny day, and that's also part of what we experience is that the equinoxes are the seasons, the spring and fall are the seasons when it's like, you think you're getting into, oh, it's gonna be nice and cool, and we're gonna start wearing our sweaters and boots, and then, oh my God, I gotta dig out those shorts again. But that's life too, you think you're gonna have the weekend off, and then all of a sudden, somebody needs you to help. So that's one thing that he shared. There's the energy is between stability and changeability. So interesting stuff, I think. Yeah, I was just gonna say, any sharings?
The equinox in the fall, I love fall. I like the transition, I love the colors, I love all of the things that happen.
Mm-hmm.
My birthday is in October, so my birthday season starts in September, but goes into October.
Uh-huh.
Of course, I have to be taken out to eat a lot of meals because that's.
I know, it's just.
But my point is that it's a time historically where there's been a lot of changes in that.
Mhm.
There's schools starting and stopping, jobs, relationships. I've had, I've lost people to death. Some years I am really sensitive, emotionally or spiritually or something. And it kind of goes through September into mid-October.
Okay.
And sometimes I can't put a finger on the low level of anxiety or distraction that I have, but historically it happens. And sometimes when I'm conscious enough, I'm aware of it. And I write myself a note. I give myself an excuse for not being able to focus.
Yeah.
But human beings in the northern hemisphere, as you say, we're going from that transition of light and warmth into the preparation for something that could be cool or more like a hibernation. We don't do that because we have lights and heating and things like that.
Yeah.
But I will say that this particular equinox is one that seems special for me. I'm just speaking for myself. And that transition is something that we get to do with the group, and you have the energy and support of everybody. It seems like it's being honored, and I'm not just sitting on my couch watching football, which is huge this time of year.
Yeah, I know. I know.
It's kind of like religion, but completely different.
That's a whole other discussion we can have sometime.
But it's a changeable, strange time of the year for me. And sometimes it's one where big things are growing and coming out. Sometimes it's me collapsing and feeling like I'm going in.
Yeah, those are the two seasons you're between. It's very understandable what you're describing that it would fit. Yeah.
I'm thinking of the transitions of more than just seasons, but for me, and I'm sure this is true for everybody, in September is time when people move and change, and start school and
Mhm.
work and relationship,
Mhm.
it's not unique for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. Thank you for sharing that. I agree with you. I get it. Any other sharings or comments or questions?
I agree, it's definitely a time of change, I'm already feeling it for sure, there's been a lot of things fluctuating in our lives and, yes, I just want to improve it.
Thank you. Thank you, Celine.
I feel the love and support just knowing that I'm not alone.
Oh, that's, I mean,
You're not alone.
it's right. That's right. Absolutely. And that's part of why we do this too, because gosh, we all need to feel like we're not insane,
Yeah.
not that there's anything wrong with having chemical imbalances, but it's, uh, that's just part of this creature that we are. We need, in order for us to really function at our best, we need to be able to feel like we, um, are not, you know, just off center. We need to know that this is normal, that other people feel it. That's the key thing. Normal. This is normal human experience. So Jan, did you have anything that you wanted to share around the fall?
Oh, no, I'm gonna try not to talk very much today because of my cough or whatever.
Yeah, you're still healing up.
Yeah. So, I'm just enjoying the company, even though it's virtual on my end.
Okay, great. I'm happy to hear that. I'm curious, how well can you hear the people that are here live?
I can hear John pretty good, but the others I have to concentrate.
Yeah.
And my ears might be stuffed up too, because my whole head
Oh,
is.
there's that. That hasn't been done. Okay. So, then, that all being the case, you want to play a little bit of a game?
Sure.
Okay, all right. So, what I would suggest is that we just start with, um, just getting ready to kind of, to go within a little bit more. So you set your drink down unless you're comfortable with where it is. It's your choice. If you can sit and be still and not spill your drinks, 'cause some people do, like me. So just take a moment and go internal a bit. And do deep breathing in a way that you are familiar with it. I'm gonna get up and go over and get some tablets and pins that I can start with. Don't hyperventilate. Yeah. I just want you to go within a little bit. A little bit. Relax into it. Give your body a chance to lower the stress level. Exhale as much as you can. It's always good for the body. Get the lower lungs empty. And just do that for a moment or two. And then when you feel you've done that long enough, you can open your eyes. So would you take one and pass it around? And some pens, unless you want to use one you've already got. Jen, I don't know if you want to take notes or not, but we're gonna do it. Yeah. So And and you don't have to use the tablet, it's just you know, that way you don't have to pull out your phone or whatever. But what I want you to take a moment to reflect on is think back to last June when summer started. Summer solstice was in June, late June. And go through your memory and ask yourself, what what events happen, or it doesn't have to be an outward event, it could be something inner experience. What things happened that were notable to you, that were memorable, that were aligned with what you wanted to happen in your life at this point? So just take a moment and see if you can come up with at least one, maybe two would be great. Okay, that were aligned with who you wanted to be or what you wanted to happen between June and now.
Last June.
No, well, excuse me, June 24,
Oh,
3 months ago.
3 months ago.
Yeah. Need any more time? I'm still traveling internally. You're good? Okay. So my question for you with those things, those experiences is, were any of those like a partial progress on where you wanted to go? Okay, and were any of them a full completion of where you're going? Like you accomplished a certain thing, big change. Sure, go ahead and share.
Yes,
Mhm.
a complete movement towards where I would want to go.
Okay,
Are we sharing what we put down?
sorry,
Are we sharing what we put down?
it's up to you.
Okay.
If you trust us, then we would love to hear the details, yeah.
Well, in a June time frame, we ended up moving here, from the Tacoma area.
Oh.
And that was definitely a energetic shift to
Yeah.
a high frequency.
Yeah.
We were, definitely moving into a much better living situation as well.
Mhm.
Now it's, both of us and here, and it's felt really good, so that's definitely
Yeah,
something that moved us towards. And then with that, I also got a new position at my work that made the whole moving process process much more easeful. Which is definitely also another step in the right direction. So.
Okay, awesome. So you saw clear accomplishment change. Excellent. Okay, so hold that memory. And anybody else want to share about your, go ahead, Monica.
Yeah, well, I mean, my first one is the exact same one.
Of course, yeah.
Right, that we had been wanting to move up here for quite a while, and it was a rocky journey, but we made it. And so what I wrote down was creating a comfortable and safe place to live and get settled in every possible. And I do feel like we've accomplished that. So that's been a huge relief.
That's great.
As well. So, yeah, so thank you.
That deserves a cheer. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Yahoo!
Thank you. And then I do have in progress one, which is just continue to build up my self-esteem and my confidence. And that's something that I struggled with. And so I do feel that I have made really good progress. I'm happy with that.
Great.
You know, still something to continue.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. That's an example of something that we know is a long term. It's not gonna happen like in 1 year. We'll make progress on it, but the vision we have for ourselves, whether it's about our own self, our skills, qualities, characteristics, whatever, or something that's outside of us that we live within. Sometimes those things are progressive. It's like, you know, sometimes it can take 10 years to accomplish something grand. So gotcha on that. That's great. Okay, so hold that. How about you two? Anything you want to share about? Go ahead.
I don't sense from the things that I picked came to my mind today that there's completion. I
Okay.
think I'm in the process. I won't say I have a long way to go. It's just huge.
Okay. Okay.
And I took up woodwork a few years ago, and I'm really made progress, and I'm really enjoying that. And it's not like me to take up a hobby where it's not a social thing. It's a by yourself concentration, problem solving thing. So that's kind of a new world for me, you know, working on craft like that. But perhaps in a larger sense, I've realized that some of the things that I've been doing for almost 10 years, the masters,
Mhm.
are not what I want to continue.
Right.
So I have to find for myself the best ways for me to be of service to our community and to have my purpose of being supportive of creating experience for people to grow in consciousness. I need to find forms for that. Last Sunday, we had a meeting and we tried something new that I've been thinking about for several months. And it was pretty satisfying. It
Okay.
feels like we're in process with that. And without being mysterious, it was, I wrote a weekly blog for 5 years, and most of it was from guidance. The divine kind of I sit down and all this, there's a title and all of a sudden there's paragraphs.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I really enjoyed that. It's been special, but it's also been put on a shelf for a couple of years. I haven't done much with it. And so I pulled one of them out and used that as a centerpiece for conversation.
That's
Which
awesome.
for me was a new step,
Yeah.
and it's something that I'm attempting to do differently.
Okay.
So
That's great. Yeah. 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 There's different ways of honoring without being super loud.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a whistle I could blow, but I didn't bring it.
and you know what's neat about this is it's nice to share and it matters not
Yes.
because it's a process that I'm doing that searching within
Yeah.
and I'm trying to manifest things. And whatever applause I get, it's kind of comes from what I'm doing,
Yes.
and whether I'm happy or satisfied or enjoying the process and perhaps the result.
Yes,
So, thank you.
yeah, absolutely. Thank you for sharing, John. And I love in particular how you pointed out that you also got in touch with how there's something you've been doing for a long time that needs to change. It's like you're gonna turn in that hand in the game of playing cards, for example, so that you can get a new deal. A new way of doing it. Yeah, that's another cycle process of life that is not in here, but it's in one of the things that I offer. I'm well against it. About the cycle of change. That's awesome. Great example. It's really important to honor it.
Well, the pressure's really on you.
Is it?
No, I didn't tell you this, but I'm invested a little bit in the community that we're building.
Uh-huh,
And I want my community and your community
yes,
to work together.
yes.
So, I have huge expectations.
I appreciate you putting the pressure on me. It's all such a divine comedy anyway, so.
Yes.
Okay, how about you, Paula? Anything you want to share?
Yeah. So.
I know what she's gonna do.
So last spring, like during COVID, I started writing a book, just for something to do. It's kind of a fun book. It's called What if we lived 300 years? Now, it's not really about living 300 years. None of us can live 300 years. But if you live your life as though you were gonna live a long time, then maybe you make different life choices. If you thought in that way. So for instance, you know, if you live 300 years, you probably want to live in more than one place. You know, I mean, you've got 300 years and, you know, you probably want to go travel the world and see stuff. There's plenty of time to do that. And then you might want to have more than one job or a career. I mean, who wants to do that for 300, the same thing for 300 years? So it's okay that you decide at some point that, hey, I think I want to do something else. Maybe I want to learn something new. Maybe I want to recreate myself as another person. You know, it's a new person that's this now. And so when I was younger, in my 20s, I went to the library and I got a book on centenarians, people that lived to be 100. I thought that's kind of interesting. And then I thought, you know, gosh, I wonder what it'd be like if I lived to be 100. I can kind of imagine, you know, because, you know, I read the books just to see what did they learn, you know, what did they looking back. And then I started thinking, well, what if I lived 200 years? And I could kind of imagine. But when I thought about what if I lived 300 years, I couldn't imagine. But I started thinking about, well, if I lived 300 years, you know, if something bad happened to me or somebody was mean to me or something, I couldn't hold a grudge for that long. It would be like kind of crazy. And like if I get like a flat tire in my car or something, well, it's not the last flat tire I'll ever get. You know,
Right.
so I kind of get over that. So it taught me how to be very resilient with things that happen, to not get all caught up in things that don't, that are kind of heavy and stuff. And so during COVID, I started thinking, well, you know, maybe I should write about that because looking back now, I've actually done all the things I thought of. Like I lived in 7 states and I've had like 3 countries and I've had a whole bunch of different careers and I've done all these different kinds of things. And so I've got like chapters of like dealing with change, you know, and one of the things I found interesting is that like there's the choices that our parents make. You know, like if we're growing up, we don't have any say in it. They just gotta make those decisions.
Yeah.
But then at some point in our life, then we move away from home and then hey, we're making the decisions now.
Right,
And are you aware that you can't
Yes.
do that?
yes,
It is a big thing.
That's
Some people
huge.
just get caught in the way that they're raised, and that's just the way they are.
yeah,
So anyways, I wrote this book and I guess it got, and then a lot of things happen in your life, like political and social instability.
Yeah.
Things you have no control over, that happens. So how do you deal with that? So,
yeah,
but anyways, in the spring, I kind of finished this book and I got the website done and I did all the stuff you're supposed to do. And I reached out to some people and stuff, trying to get it out there. And maybe I was just too tired or something like that, but nothing really came out of that.
Mhm.
And so I figured since then, I've kind of decided, especially since it's fall, and I've been feeling this feeling of fall, like really, really strong. And so yesterday, I was doing some errands and stuff, and I came home and, like, originally I moved out here to write a book. Because I was too scared to talk about it, with people that, oh, I'm gonna move to the West Coast where people are really open-minded and I can just dump that on. And it's called Guided to the Higher Realms. And so when I started meditating and stuff, I had these guided show that they take me places. And so 20 years later, I decided I've got to talk about this. I can't die and not talk about it. So otherwise I'll regret it for the rest of my afterlife.
that's right.
I didn't do this.
And you might have to do it again next life if you believe in that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is not the real book that I wanted to write when I started. This is how I got to that point. But the one that I really want to write, which is about the higher realms, is been kind of like sitting in the background for like 10 years. And so yesterday I was sitting at home and I got this really strong thing that it's time. I mean, it's time. I gotta do it now. I gotta work on this other book, which is really the original book.
Right.
And when COVID was over, I found this job doing admin marketing. I'm gonna let that job go. Probably within the next couple of weeks. And I don't know, if I'm gonna go into hibernation or what, but anyways, I have these two boxes in the middle of my studio apartment, which is not very big. And in there are all the notes, the writings and all that stuff for the book.
That's great.
And so I actually opened it up and I pulled out some stuff.
You opened Pandora's box.
Yes, I did. And I started reading some of it and I was just kind of blown away. It was wonderful.
That's so.
So.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start writing about it.
Good. Awesome.
I have to say.
Yeah.
I met Polly years ago when I first worked in Bellingham.
Yeah.
I read her book, Guided to the Higher Realms, and it was jaw-dropping. There was stuff in it that I had never seen or heard and thought about. And the fact that she said, oh, well, this is just a little bit of a foundation for what I really want to write. I bet you that I'll bet you it's gonna be more than a little surprising to take that trip with you.
Yeah,
It's not like I'm impatient,
yeah.
but
I
when
have
I-
people that have been. Oh, what is that?
Yes, yes, yes.
so thanks for getting on with that.
Yeah.
You can get it done,
Yeah.
but by the solstice, that'd be great.
The summer or winter?
Hey, solstice.
That's awesome. Absolutely awesome. Great sharing. For myself, the thing that was the most prominent one was finding the architect for the Seeker's Library. That was, we've had quite a journey. You would just get into the place we're at right now. And we had three, as a not-for-profit 501c3, it's run by a board. It's not like a for-profit business, which usually has maybe a board if it's a corporation, but it's a board of people that have to just make the decisions together as a team. And the, the normal thing that's the not-for-profits in particular are expected to do is to get at least 3 quotes for any major project. Well, we started, we got our 2 of the 3 architects located, found that would be, meaning this is telling them what we wanted to create and are you interested? And they say yes. Okay, so there's not everybody that would do that, but we got 2. And then the 3rd one, we just were struggling with finding somebody. And as it turned out, we got that 3rd one found, and this was had to have been maybe July or right before July, and it's end of June. The we made the appointment with the 3rd architect to come out and take a look, and then we also got the appointment set up for the 2nd architect to come out and look. And we got them on the same day, because you got to get a lot of people there for that kind of thing. And the 2nd architect, right as we were getting ready to come in and kind of gather and get ready for the 2 of them to be here, she texted and said, I'm gonna have to cancel. I just got a big job that's gonna make it so I can't even help you guys. And so we went, okay. And then the 1st architect was like, yeah, I mean, they were wonderful, a local architect from Bellingham, but they really hadn't had any library experience. So, we were like, well, they're okay, but didn't feel like the right one. So the number 2 canceled. Well, number 3 showed up, and she has done all kinds of libraries. And she was just, did you meet her yet? Her name is Sandra Higgins, and she's the principal architect at Capital Architects Group. And they're based in Everett, if I remember correctly. And she's this small woman, but her energy field is huge, and heart chakra energy, just huge. And she's just like, you look at her eyes and you just get lost almost, you have to really have your center. And she was so excited, and she brought her assistant, one of her assistants. She was so excited to be able to talk with us about this idea. For some reason, she loves libraries, but she really liked the idea of doing our kind of small library compared to others. And everybody that met with her that day, when she was gone, we were like, oh my God, if the board doesn't pick her, we don't know what we're gonna do. So we did pick her, and she was thrilled. And what we got, as of just Friday, I think it was Thursday or Friday, the real first version of the floor plan layout. Because she did give us one a little while back, but we had to work with her because she'd forgotten some things and we had made some changes, So we have just a digital version of version 2. And she is saying, okay, here's everything you say you wanted, let us know what you think. So now library team has to get together and make sure everything's good. This is right. They caught everything that needed to be caught. And then we can push the button with her and say, okay, go ahead and do the blueprints. And that's huge. That is huge, because it's like when you're building anything, whether it's a relationship or whether it's a house or, a meal, the first thing you got to do is be able to see it in your mind's eye, and maybe do a drawing of it, or write up the menu, or create what you need, write down what you can live with and what you can't live with in a relationship. So this is the solidification, the first level of manifestation. And the next thing, all we got to do now is put it in the oven with the construction crew. So it's really been amazing, an absolutely amazing journey. And there have been, definitely challenges, like you're talking about. It's, it's not like the library's having the grand opening today. We thought we would by today. But it's not quite there yet. We have to kind of dance with the divine when you're doing a big project. No, the right person we might need to wait a little while for the right person to show up. And that's happened over and over. And it's happened in my personal life. It's happened in my family's life, all just everywhere. That kind of thing. It's like you got to be sensitive to when to act and when to wait. So now my question for you in terms of the game is, what is it that you will take from where you're at with your progress, your success, your manifestations as through today into the fall? What are you going to like? Okay, there you are. You're in your new position at work, just as one example. What is it that, and you may not intellectually really grasp it yet, but what is at least a feeling of where you're gonna go next, you know? If, just see if you can describe that.
Yahoo! You want mine?
Let's give them a little time because they're reflecting.
Okay. So you know what my primary is?
Oh, hold on.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
Nice switch for what's going to be. I like
That's good. Yeah. One more time. Good. Ready? Okay. Okay. So Jan, did you want to share? I was thinking you didn't want to talk, so I didn't want to.
Yeah, well, I'll just hopefully make it really short.
Okay.
For the first question of what did I want to accomplish since summer solstice from 6/24 to now,
Mhm.
and how much of that was manifested?
Yeah.
As Laura really knows, and John does too, but I'm moving up there. I was up there in May, and I'm currently in MacArthur, California, about 3,000 feet up, so I'm close in weather to you guys.
Mhm.
Anyway, so I wanted to move. And I live in a tiny house on wheels, and I also had a tiny deck extension. So what I wanted to get done was I wanted to get done and moved by now. So part of that was manifested. We got the tiny deck up there last week, and hopefully the rest of my home and stuff, and I'll be moving up sometime, hopefully by winter solstice.
Yes.
So the second question of now that you are in this time and place with that goal, what do you want to do next? And
Yeah.
so after I get all moved up there, the next step is to find some property and then build the third part of my home, what we call a tiny resident.
Yeah.
And I'll be in my forever home place.
That's
But
awesome.
movable in case that changes.
There you go. Ready for change.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you, Jan. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Great. So you're very clear.
Well, throughout the summer of, yes, no, yes, no, tomorrow, next week, and then 5 weeks later, that kind of thing. So, yeah, I've learned this summer to be more in tune to what I used to call God's planner
Uh-huh.
or universe's time frame. It always works out best if I just do what I can, but without stewing and worrying and
Oh, yeah.
stressing and, because you're dependent on other people getting their parts done.
Right.
And everything has happened in God's time. I just want to peek at his planner just once. But
I see bit by bit letting go of that.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just,
Thank you.
so that's where I'm at.
Thank you so much. Thank you. At some point, we're gonna have a screen up, a monitor, where, not necessarily in this room, but where we have gatherings. You'll be able to see the person that's talking. That'd be virtual audience. So. Okay, so what is it you feel comfortable sharing about what you're willing to take on through the fall and shift maybe?
Yes,
Okay,
so,
so Lita.
I am not completely sure what's going to happen. I know that I've been called to what I'm doing for my day job. It's I work remotely right now. I'm getting a lot of messaging to kind of I've been doing a lot of integration, a lot of inside work, so it's time for me to go back out. And I'm kind of, I'm allowing time and giving time for spirit to show me where to go so that I can follow my highest timeline, and whatever it's going to be, it's going to be leading me closer to my Dharma. I don't know what it is exactly yet, but I'm ready to put my feelers out there.
That's awesome.
I do have some art stuff that is marinating right now. I'm not ready to launch it or anything, but it is in the works and it feels good, and kind of on the side and plan to give back to the community, and I just really want to be, like you said earlier, like how can I be in service to the collective?
Yeah.
And that is, it's very up in the air, but that's where I'm going.
That's cool. I love that. You describe it really well.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, you're a good communicator.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
I work very hard at it.
Yes, we all do. You're doing great.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, Monica, you ready?
Sure, yeah, I'm currently looking for a new job.
Uh-huh.
I work for a pediatric therapy center, it's a nonprofit. And unfortunately, because of that, we don't have the funding to stay with it, so, I think they will be closing. So I am seeking a new job.
Uh-huh.
This was the first nonprofit I worked for, and I really enjoyed it, so I wanted to do something similar.
Yeah.
Because I really want to use my abilities to serve my community, and do something that I'm capable of. It's meaningful.
Yeah,
So my goal is to stay open to new opportunities. And not being set on a specific, role or, just being open to whatever is right for me.
that's awesome.
And just continuing to believe in the confidence in myself and that workability. And I think with that confidence that I will find the right place.
It's already in you. It's just finding the way to make yourself, I mean, from my perspective, take it or leave it, to feel safe enough for, with, like your own space so that you can be you and you know how to handle people who might not like who you are. That's a simple way of putting it. So I just want to acknowledge that, you've already got it in you. It's already there. It's just a matter, you just creating your safe space. I've been there. That's how come I know. Good job. That's awesome. And be sure and, email me your resume
Oh, yeah.
or whatever you call them these days.
Yeah.
CV or VC. Anyway, yeah, please do. I'm always interested in knowing who's looking and for what and that type of thing.
Yeah, I will take care of.
It's right over there my card's over there on the blue one with my picture. Great, that's awesome. Yeah, go ahead.
I was listening, and it triggered a bunch of thoughts for me, which is wonderful. Not completely on topic, but when you talk about being of service, I think we need to look at a much bigger picture and realize that every interaction that we have with anybody, whether it's small or large, is of service. Sometimes we're the witness or the listener, and we support people by hearing their story. Sometimes we take them by the hand and give them a perspective that they may benefit from as they move along. So service is something that if we keep it on the front burners, we can do that every moment of every day.
Yeah.
And your transition from the job, it triggered for me when I was 27. I was working a job. I thought I took a job at juvenile hall in San Francisco. I lasted 6 weeks, and I found out that wasn't what I was supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
For a variety of reasons. I took a break, which is I had to leave, but this is where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Taking a break
Yes.
from what I've been doing. And 2 months later, I woke up in the morning with this idea. I don't know where it came from, but it became my career for 25 years.
Yeah.
With every piece of passion and everything that I could celebrate as far as who I am and how I can be of service to people. And I don't know that that's gonna happen to me within the next 2 months, but I'm
Mhm.
taking a break. And
Yeah.
I'm open to new directions. And, I wrote down, listening with my heart and soul.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, that's nothing new,
Yeah.
but I mean, it seems to me like I have to be available.
Yeah.
I don't wanna be saying no,
Mhm.
or, no, that's not gonna work.
Mhm.
I wanna be available,
There you go. Yeah.
so. uh,
Yep. That's really key.
Somehow, I don't know if that's, I mean, that's more like a springtime thing. We want to spring, some kind of new thing springing out, but I'm gonna be available in the fall as well.
Yeah. Yeah, there's, we can look at each season, they all have, they probably all integrate all of these things, but one is dominant. So, and only in the sense that, I mean, if we want to start something new in the fall, that's okay. However, it's gonna be easier, to have the world's energy, the earth's energy behind the new start in the spring,
And you
just like in fall.
we talked about the
Mhm.
planning process.
Yes.
And creating a blueprint,
Yeah.
that's what happens in fall and winter.
Correct.
And then
Mhm.
plant the seeds, they germinate.
Right.
And things grow. So
Yeah,
I love the whole cycle.
yeah, it's all there in the growing of the plants. It's trees, everything. It's, they're teaching us how to make it easier on ourselves. How about you, Paula?
John, you already said it here.
Okay.
I feel like until now, it's almost like I've been on hold, it's probably because of COVID and everything.
Yeah.
And it's just been like, I just been like, really, just really, right? And that's why I wrote my 300-year book. It was just something to do. I didn't even know if I would write it, finish it, or anything. It was just something that I would, but I did.
Mhm.
But it's not really what I'm about, although it is,
Mhm.
because I like to do classes and stuff,
Mhm.
all kinds of stuff. So I wrote down like, for now, for me, it's like a new start,
Yeah.
and I wrote down like, follow the old thing of follow your bliss.
Mhm.
So I'm
Yeah.
basically gonna make some quiet time for myself,
Yes.
because I'm gonna leave my job in the next 2 weeks.
Mhm. Mhm.
And because it's beyond time.
Yeah.
And no matter what's going on, it's where I work is a lot of drama, family drama. It's not really about me, and it's gonna evolve and it's gonna change, and it's not for me to live by.
Yeah.
So. And I wrote down about making a new connection with myself inside as I find a new direction. And I want to minimize my apartment. Which means when you live in a studio apartment, it's easy for it to get cluttered.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna declutter it. Um, just,
The release, that's
Yeah.
releasing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then and just examine what's here, like where am I landing now?
Yeah.
Just me, just me.
Yeah.
Not worrying about all the other stuff. And I'm not gonna make any decisions about the future, because it's just more about letting the dust settle.
Right.
It's just for 2025, and I know. I mean, I already know it's gonna be huge.
Mhm.
It's gonna be huge.
Mhm.
And I'm very firmly believe the tree of life sanctuary is gonna have a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
But I can't jump into it until it's here.
Right.
And this
Yeah.
is like gonna be my quiet time, it's like 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, October, November, December,
Yeah.
and in January.
Yeah.
So for all that to just, and I don't even know. I haven't decided anything about it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Paula. It's great. I'm excited for you. Well, for me, I'm just eager to rest, you know. and I have a lot on my plate, because I've got a lot that I have said I want to do. I said yes to the source or whatever you want to call the higher creator. And, that means that there's a lot that has gone on in my life, especially over the last couple of years, in order to facilitate me doing my life's work, which is in many different forms, like John said, it happens with everybody I connect with, everybody, everything. I am ready for fall. I know that there's I feel it too with the Seekers Library. It's definitely gonna be opening in 2025. I mean, there's nothing that's gonna stop that. I mean, that's it. It's gonna happen. And that is gonna require me to let go actually of a lot of things that I've been doing in terms of operating the True Life Sanctuary, because I'm gonna have to turn it over to a librarian, turn over more to our operations manager. So there's a lot of letting go preparation which will make space for me to have fun with the things that I have been teaching in the past and get back to sharing that again and maybe even doing tarot readings again or teaching tarot, one of the two. So I'm just ready. I am ready. Sit on the couch.
Yeah.
Who might drink wine or not, but have a glass of wine with my husband and put my feet up. And take lots of notes when things come to me. So this is an example of what we do to support people in uncovering that divine within themselves. We use the seasons as just kind of like a floor plan or a layout to move through life. And I appreciate you coming here today to be part of this. This has been very helpful for me too.
There was a lot of commonality about.
Space that I realized that a lot of us are having the same.
You facilitated a group of us,
Uh-huh.
sort of like winding down with whatever that is overall. Looking.
Yeah.
For whatever our purpose, our goal, our
Yeah.
purpose in the future.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's what I'm here to do this lifetime. I'm supposed to be an agitator and a supporter. So let's take a break. The way we do the raffle, just so you know, is that after we come back from the break, we will do the raffle and it's pretty I'm pretty confident they're gonna win something. And the way we do our raffles is you get to go over and pick whatever you want, and so there's plenty of, you'll have plenty of time. You can look ahead of time or whatever, and then after the raffle, once you pick your prizes, then, and you're included too, you also get to, did you do a raffle ticket?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, good. So you'll get at least
I
one.
have the winning ticket.
Oh, you do. Oh, excellent.
Of course I.
Excellent. Okay. So after that, then we'll wrap up by going next door and I'll show you the other part of the library space. Yeah, so you get to see it and the blossoming vision bowl over there. And I also just want to point out that over there on the table, there's materials if you haven't already picked them up. This gives you, it's a paper overview. It's all on the website too. And these are the events that are coming up for the rest of this year. That's over there. And if you're interested in Kabbalah and and like to do online groups, this is coming up next Saturday. It's an info session. And that's over there. And then, of course, Karma Cards, they've got psychic fairs coming up. So that's all over there if you want to grab it. Okay. So the bathroom's back there if you need it. I'm gonna just get up and move around a little bit, check check on my husband and then we'll gather for the raffle, okay? Okay, cool. Oh, that's not today, John. Sorry. Jan, I'm gonna pause this. I'll turn it back on when we get back. Okay. Okay, we're back from the break and now we're gonna do the prize drawing, which is actually assured winners here because there's very few tickets in here. And we usually like to draw at least 3, maybe 4, right? Yeah. You guys here. Okay, so now we're gonna draw the number and you go over and pick what you want from the raffle table. Jan, you don't have a raffle ticket in your hand, but just know that when you get here next time physically, you have already earned several items off of the raffle. Okay. So, pick what you want, and if you're willing to share with us what you pick, it'll be fun,
Yes.
but you don't have to. Okay, so here we go.
Came this close.
We need background music. Okay. Okay, first winner is ticket number 530121.
Yeah.
Selena.
Oh, man, I was this close.
Keep thinking positive, John.
Oh, man.
So interesting.
Oh,
Good choice.
that's great. She picked Paula's Guided to Higher Realms book.
Well, you have any questions, you can always call me.
Yeah, it's nice knowing the author of the book, isn't it? Okay, so she already got one. Okay, here's drawing number 2. Number 530120. It's Monica.
One,
All right.
0. I came this close.
This was one that.
Oh, love it. So Monica selected Paula's other book,
Oh, cool.
lived 300 years. So that's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, it's great. Okay, here's prize number 3. Prize winner number 3 is 530118.
Oh, that was good.
Jonathan Warren. Excellent. This is the kind of raffle I like.
I've already read both of Paul's.
I know.
And own multiple copies of them.
I know. Well, you know what? You don't have to rush your choice. You can take your time if you need it.
I'm gonna go with
Oh, okay.
Wayne Dyer.
Wayne Dyer. And what's the name?
Always could use a little perspiration.
Oh,
No, that's inspiration.
Inspiration. Your ultimate calling.
Yes.
Excellent, John.
Okay,
Excellent.
wait a minute. I think I hear
Make sure you write it down.
that.
Okay. Last ticket we're drawing.
Yeah.
What's it gonna be?
Who is it? 530119. Awesome. Excellent. What are you picking, Paula? Okay. Oh. A Wayne Dyer DVD, Ambition to Meaning. Yes, I think that might be one that is on either my bookshelf or in the library that I recently saw.
But anyways, I remember when I went to Toastmasters,
Uh-huh.
I told them that I want to talk like Wayne Dyer.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to be up in front of people and talk like a politician. or
Yeah.
talk like a, you know,
Yeah.
I want to talk like.
Yeah. Yeah,
I like how he talks. It's just
authentic yourself. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally agree. That's great. Prize winners all around. Okay, all right. So now I'm going to wrap this up. And I'm gonna be taking them next door and then we'll be saying adieu until the next time we get to see each other again. So is there anything that any of you want to ask or anything you want to share? Feedback, I really appreciate feedback and how we can make things better.
Well, it's not about how you can make it better.
Okay,
It's just feedback on everybody else's feedback and how, in some ways, not our own ways, how we're kind of in the same place, which is interesting.
yes,
So
yes, it ends up perfect
Yeah.
with who shows up. Yes,
Yeah,
totally. Thanks, Paula.
it's in the air.
Yeah,
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 it feels like it's not.
yeah, for sure. Awesome. Anything from you two?
Really, really love to express my gratitude for holding this space for us,
Mhm.
creating this space. It's been really wonderful meeting you guys,
Great.
and this has just felt really, really good. And so thank you for holding this space for us.
Our absolute pleasure, honestly. Yep.
Ditto, ditto, ditto.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like in the movie Ghost, it's,
Yeah.
I agree and I love you.
Yes. 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 Absolutely.
I guess I'm signing off.
If you want to, you can. Adios from Miss Jan.
Thank you.
Thank you, dear. Thank you. Talk to you next time. Anything else? Any other questions, comments?
I guess I'd just like to stay updated as to when the library
Okay.
will be opening.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
It's gonna be really cool.
Yeah.
Have you looked at the website at all yet? Maybe not.
I did, just quickly for this event.
Yeah.
Um,
The only reason I bring it up is because in the meantime, until we actually have the grand opening type of thing, there is a list on the website library page that shows a bunch of the items that are in the library. And you can, and there's a browser search feature. So if there's something in particular that you just curious about, you, at least it's something to play with for now. I would, and the best way to stay in touch with how things are evolving around all that is really up to you. We have a Facebook page, an Instagram, we have YouTube channel, we have the e-zine that I publish at least once a month, more often if I can. So signing up, either using the QR code or, you know, however you want to do it, those are all the different ways you can stay in touch. Okay,
great, yeah.
okay, yeah, we would love to. It's gonna be, you know, all I can say is, hold on. It's gonna be really a fun ride, really fun.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. And you know, as far as upcoming events, I think you probably grabbed that already. We will be doing this kind of thing for the winter solstice in December. Assuming that the weather is not so bad that I can't get here physically. And we may end up having to go to virtual on Zoom. Hopefully not. So, and Paula is gonna be eventually doing some meditation classes coming up here at some point. And, your Masters of the Journey, how can people find out about that?
Oh,
You don't know?
no. It-
They,
Facebook.
is that the best way?
Masters of the Journey.
Yeah.
Or the Stress Education Center's website, they have a blog. And that's why I was dumping all of those guidance messages for 5 years.
Mhm. Mhm,
Which has nothing to do with math, it has everything to do with math.
mhm.
I don't have anything on the books because I'm waiting.
You're, okay, so there's nothing, that's sort of like in stasis right now, but but the blog is there.
Well, I just
So
have
people can go look at the blog.
the announcement.
Mhm,
We've got an email list, but there's nothing,
okay.
no meetings.
Got it. Okay, so just, but it'll become known through the True Life Sanctuary because they do meet at True Life Sanctuary. Okay, so more to follow. Okay. Well, thank you for being here, you two, and I'm gonna say goodbye to all of you. Thank you for being here and watching the video. And let me know if I can be of any service. Just email info@trueoflifesanctuary.org. Hope to see you here next time in the winter. Bye-bye.